year was 2032, and humanity stood at the cusp of extraordinary scientific discovery. A remote archaeological team in Antarctica, led by Dr. Elaine Foster, unearthed something unprecedented, an object buried deep within the ice. Initial investigations suggested it wasn't merely a meteorite or a long-frozen remnant of Earth's history. The object emitted faint electromagnetic signals and bore intricate, symmetrical grooves, unmistakably artificial. The team's excitement was tempered by a gnawing sense of unease. The last time humanity encountered something it couldn't explain, it had changed the course of history forever. This, however, seemed larger, more ominous. Dr. Foster, a renowned xenobiologist, had dedicated her career to the search for extraterrestrial life. But never in her wildest dreams did she expect to find evidence buried under layers of Antarctic ice dating back 78 million years. The discovery was a cylindrical object roughly 8 feet long and 4 feet in diameter. It was encased in a translucent crystalline shell, its surface pulsating faintly with light, as if alive. The first tests confirmed that the crystalline material was unlike anything found on Earth. It defied carbon dating and resisted efforts to fracture or penetrate it. As the team worked in the frigid, isolated environment, they nicknamed the object Ian, a reference to its ancient origins. News of the discovery leaked almost immediately, sparking global interest and controversy. Conspiracy theorists, religious groups, and scientific communities all scrambled to interpret the find. Governments issued terse statements, urging calm and promising transparency, though few believed them. The United Nations convened an emergency session to discuss the ramifications of what many were already calling the discovery of the millennium. As Ian was airlifted to a top-secret facility in Nevada, the sense of unease only grew. Scientists from around the world gathered to study it, each representing different disciplines: biology, physics, engineering, and even cryptography. The crystalline casing remained impenetrable, but through advanced imaging techniques, researchers identified something astonishing within: a humanoid figure. The being was roughly 7 feet tall, with elongated limbs and an unmistakably alien physiology. Its eyes were disproportionately large, its skin a muted gray-blue. Most alarming was the realization that the being wasn't merely encased. It appeared to be in some form of stasis. The revelation sent shockwaves across the globe. Was this a visitor from another star system, or something even more profound? Debates raged across television networks and social media. Some saw it as a harbinger of doom, others as proof humanity wasn't alone in the universe. Protests erupted worldwide, ranging from religious zealots decrying it as an affront to God to activists demanding the being be freed from its icy prison. Dr. Foster found herself at the center of the storm. Leading the team analyzing Ian, she spent sleepless nights poring over data. One breakthrough came when a linguistics expert identified patterns in the electromagnetic signals emanating from the object. They weren't random. They were a form of communication, a language of pulses and intervals. With painstaking effort, the team deciphered the signals, revealing what appeared to be a countdown. The implications were terrifying. If the countdown reached 0, what would happen? Was it a timer for the aliens' revival or something far worse? The countdown had 78 days remaining. As the days ticked by, tensions escalated. World leaders demanded answers, and military forces worldwide were placed on high alert. Misinformation spread like wildfire, and some countries even attempted to claim ownership of the discovery, leading to heated diplomatic standoffs. Meanwhile, Foster's team worked tirelessly to understand the technology. Despite their efforts, Ian's shell remained impervious to lasers, drills, and even nuclear-level heat. Then, on the 50th day, the first incident occurred. A junior technician working late in the Nevada facility reported hearing a low-frequency hum emanating from the object. Minutes later, she collapsed, experiencing seizures and vivid hallucinations. When she regained consciousness, she claimed the alien had spoken to her telepathically. "Prepare," she whispered, her eyes wide with terror. "The reckoning begins." Her testimony was dismissed as stress-induced delirium until similar incidents began to multiply. Staff reported hearing whispers, experiencing unexplainable surges of emotion, or seeing shadowy figures in their peripheral vision. Panic began to set in, with some scientists abandoning the project altogether. Dr. Foster, however, remained resolute. She knew they were on the brink of something monumental, and she wasn't about to turn away. As the countdown reached its final week, seismic activity spiked worldwide. Previously dormant volcanoes showed signs of awakening, and unexplained auroras lit up skies as far south as the equator. Satellites detected anomalies in Earth's magnetic field, and animals behaved erratically, fleeing their habitats in massive migrations. It was as if the planet itself was responding to Ian's presence. On the final day, the facility was swarmed by media, military personnel, and a handful of invited observers, including religious leaders and scientists. The countdown's end was met with a deafening silence. For a moment, it seemed as though nothing had changed. Then, the crystalline shell began to crack, emitting a blinding light that forced everyone to shield their eyes. When the light faded, the alien, still in its stasis, floated out of the casing, suspended mid-air. Before anyone could react, the being's eyes opened, and a wave of energy surged through the room, disabling electronic devices and knocking people to the ground. A voice, not spoken but felt, filled their minds. It was calm but carried an overwhelming authority. "You are not ready." The alien's presence was overwhelming, a combination of awe and dread that left no one unaffected. It began to speak in a language none understood, yet its meaning was clear. Through images, emotions, and fragmented phrases, the being conveyed its message. It was a sentinel, left behind by an ancient civilization to observe Earth and its inhabitants. Its creators had visited Earth millions of years ago, long before humanity's emergence. They had seen the potential for intelligent life to flourish, but had also witnessed the destructive tendencies of advanced civilizations. Ian's role was to determine whether humanity was capable of joining a galactic community or destined for self-destruction. The countdown it revealed was a test. Over the past weeks, humanity had failed. The wars, the fear, the greed, all were indicators that Earth's dominant species was not yet ready for contact. But hope remains. The alien's voice resonated. "You have a choice." The room erupted into chaos. Some fell to their knees, begging for forgiveness or salvation. Others demanded answers, desperate to understand what choice they had. But before anyone could act, the alien began to disintegrate into particles of light, vanishing entirely. Its departure left behind an emptiness that felt almost tangible. The aftermath was immediate and profound. Governments declared states of emergency, religious leaders called for unity, and scientists scrambled to interpret the alien's message. But the world was irrevocably changed. The alien's final act was not one of destruction but of revelation. Embedded in the data left behind was a blueprint, a roadmap for humanity's survival. It contained advanced technologies, solutions to climate change, cures for diseases, and warnings of dangers yet unseen. Yet the blueprint was incomplete. It required cooperation on a scale humanity had never achieved. Trust between nations, the cessation of conflicts, and a commitment to preserving life were prerequisites. The alien's test was ongoing, and humanity's response would determine its ultimate fate. Dr. Foster, now a reluctant celebrity, became a voice for change. She traveled the world, urging leaders and citizens alike to seize the opportunity the alien had given them. Skeptics remained, as did those who viewed the encounter as a prelude to invasion. But for many, the message was clear. Humanity had been given a second chance, and the clock was ticking once more. Years later, as Earth continued to grapple with the implications of the alien's arrival, seismic activity returned to normal, and the skies cleared. The blueprint's technologies began to bear fruit, slowly healing the planet and its people. But the question lingered in every mind. Would humanity pass the ultimate test? Or had Ian's warning already sealed their fate? The alien's words echoed in Dr. Foster's mind every night as she gazed at the stars. "You are not ready." She could only hope that one day they would be. Despite the gradual implementation of the alien's blueprint, progress was uneven. Nations with advanced resources surged ahead, adopting technologies that reshaped their economies and ecosystems. Meanwhile, underdeveloped regions struggled to keep pace, fueling tensions and reigniting old conflicts. The very unity the alien had emphasized remained elusive. One night, as Dr. Foster reviewed the latest reports on the Blueprints application, she noticed an anomaly. A segment of the data previously overlooked contained an intricate design. When deciphered, it revealed coordinates to a remote location deep in the Amazon rainforest. This discovery reignited her curiosity and suspicion. What else had the alien left behind? Assembling a team of experts, Foster embarked on an expedition to the Amazon. The journey was arduous, plagued by dense jungle and unpredictable weather. When they arrived at the coordinates, they found an ancient, overgrown structure that seemed to predate human civilization. The architecture was alien yet bore faint echoes of Mayan or Incan design, as if those ancient cultures had been influenced by the visitors millions of years ago. Inside the structure, they discovered a chamber filled with holographic projections. Images of galaxies, thriving civilizations, and barren wastelands played on the walls, accompanied by the alien's voice. "You stand at the crossroads," it intoned. "Learn from the past, or perish by repeating it." The chamber contained more advanced technologies, each one a potential boon or bane for humanity. Among them was a device labeled in alien glyphs that Foster interpreted as Chronoviewer. When activated, the device displayed scenes from Earth's distant past, the alien creators observing dinosaurs, the asteroid impact that ended their reign, and even glimpses of early human civilizations. It became evident that the alien race had subtly guided Earth's development, seeding knowledge and waiting to see how it would grow. The expedition's findings reignited global interest in Ian and its message. Debates flared anew, with some advocating for the immediate adoption of every technology revealed, while others warned of the dangers of moving too quickly. Foster urged caution, emphasizing that the aliens' final test wasn't just about technology, but about humanity's ability to wield it responsibly. As humanity stood on the precipice of its greatest transformation, Dr. Foster knew the stakes had never been higher. The alien's legacy was both a gift and a challenge, a mirror reflecting humanity's potential and its peril. The countdown may have ended, but the real test had only just begun.